Hi friends, Mindy here. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing a word study once again. This is actually should have gone up Friday. I've been still just a little bit under the weather, so I'm a little bit late in getting things up. So it's actually word study Wednesday on Friday this week. But if you're watching it today anyway. Today I'm going to be focusing on the word abide. Once again, I'm working in my word study journal from the James Method. I will put my affiliate link down below if you're interested in checking that out. But this word comes from John 15:4, which says, "Abide in me and I in you, as the branch cannot bear fruit of itself except it abide in the vine, no more can ye except ye abide in me." And I wanted to include verse 5 just for context, so I went over to the notes and nuggets section and continued writing this out, which says, "I am the vine, ye are the branches. He that abideth in me and I in him, the same bringeth forth much fruit, for without me you can do nothing." And then I'm back over on the main page here where I'm including the Strong's number G3306, all of the parsing. This is an imperative verb. So, it's like a command, and it's talking about staying in a given place, relation or expectancy, abide, continue, dwell, endure, be present. And I was going through the concordance and I realized this word endure was actually the word that I did a few weeks ago. And so this was actually from James, but it has the same root word. So today I'm actually looking at the root G3306, which was the root of that word endure from that verse in James. And I thought that was really an interesting thing to note. And this also made me think of a verse in Psalms, which I'm going to write down as well here in just one second. But as I'm writing down all of these lexicon references, one of the things that I did for the Greek especially was to just indicate a little dot next to the ones that have this meno transliteration of this root word. And so it's where it's using this root word but in different ways, and it all kind of has to do with abiding and enduring. And but I just wanted to include those as well. I hope that made sense. I wrote down on the notes and nuggets section, Psalm 91:1. It says, "He that dwelleth in the secret place of the Most High shall abide under the shadow of the Almighty." And so I just indicated the Hebrew correlation, which is H3885. That's the Strong's number for that version of shall abide. I just wanted to include that one as well. And then since this is a root word and there are no derivatives or anything, I just went ahead and included the usage up here in this section, which is to remain, to abide, to tarry, not depart, to be held or kept continually, which I thought is a beautiful picture. Also to continue, to not perish, to last, endure, to remain the same. And just writing those up here in this little section. It's not really what this section is for, but I really like including the usage in mine. So I tend to find a little spot for it somewhere here in my word study. And then back over to the notes and nuggets section. I'm sorry, I'm just kind of back and forth this time, but I am including some other verses. So this first one I'm writing down is John 6:27, which says, "Labor not for the meat which perisheth, but for the meat which endureth unto everlasting life, which the Son of Man shall give unto you, for him hath the Father sealed." That word endureth there is that same root word of abide. John 8:31, "Then said Jesus to those Jews which believed on him, If you continue in my word, then ye are my disciples indeed." That word continue is the same as abide. John 12:46, I come a light into the world, that whosoever believeth on me should not abide in darkness. That should not abide also refers to that same root word. And then John 14:17, "Even the Spirit of truth, whom the world cannot receive, because it seeth him not, neither knoweth him, but ye know him, for he dwelleth in you and shall be in you." So that word dwelleth here in John is also that same word abide. And so I go ahead and obviously I run out of room, and there's still some other verses that I want to include. So I will be pulling out some sticky notes. These are transparent sticky notes from Mr. Pen. They are my favorite for using in this word study book. And but you need a special pen for them, like a Slick Writer or something like that. And so Mr. Pen also sells a pen specifically for their transparent sticky notes. But what you see me doing here really quickly is just taking that same Faber-Castell marker and I'm going and marking all of those different words that use that same root word. So endure, continue, abide, dwell, all of those words are the same. And so I just highlighted all of those. And then I'm moving on into my other verses here. The first one is 1 Corinthians 13:13, and now abideth faith, hope, charity, these three, but the greatest of these is charity. 2 Timothy 2:13, if we believe not, yet he abideth faithful. He cannot deny himself. So regardless of what we think or do, he will always abide faithful. It's such a beautiful verse. 2 Timothy 3:14, but continue thou in the things which thou hast learned and hast been assured of, knowing of whom thou hast learned them. And then 1 Peter 1:25 says, but the word of the Lord endureth forever, and this is the word which by the gospel is preached unto you. So again, that word endure here, endureth, is that same word. 1 John 2:6, he that saith he abideth in him ought himself also to walk even as he walked. And then, so that's again, abideth in that verse. And then 1 John 4:13, hereby know we that we dwell in him and he in us, because he hath given us of his spirit. So that word dwell is that same word. And there are obviously a lot of other verses that you could include here. These were just some that I was going through. And again, I would encourage you to read all of these verses, or the ones that you want to correlate, read them in context so you kind of understand what's happening with those and not just, kind of pulling them out of context. Context is really important. I just really like to include a lot of the variations of how this word is used. So because I think that that's really the interesting part. So when you think of enduring or continuing or dwelling, those are all related to this word abiding, to stay connected to Christ, which is really the most important thing. So what I did for my main takeaway is I wrote that we must rely on the source for everything if we are to be fruitful. Abiding in his presence, in his word, and in faith is the only way. Abiding is a constant state. Apart from him, we can do nothing. That's, from verse 5 up there. And we are completely dependent on him for the source of any good or any fruit in our lives. And so this is going to wrap this page up for me. I'm just going to finish writing out my little main takeaway there. And I was going to decorate this page. And again, I get to that point where I have it already so full of notes and everything that I didn't really make a lot of room for including, stickers or any kind of things. These are really really about the note taking for me than having super fancy pages. So for now, it's just some colorful sticky notes and some colorful pens for this week. But if you liked this video, I would really appreciate it if you gave it a thumbs up. Let me know if there's words in the future that you would like to see show up on Word Study Wednesdays. I'd be happy to do a dive into those. Word studies are one of my favorite ways to study. And so I'd appreciate it if you want to drop one in the comments, and we'll see if we can do those. And I'm going to date this, even though a couple days late from Wednesday, like I said. But if you made it this far, thanks for sticking around. Give this video a thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. All my links, including the new website and Facebook group, are in the description. And until next time, bye.